Here in the Bahamas, we are an archipelagic nation with over 700 islands and keys, and our islands act as a sink for the world's waste. So plastic that's used all around the world washes up here on our beaches. And when we ask the question, who is responsible for the waste that's washing onto our shorelines, we have to not only look at the end life of plastic, but the beginning of its life.
Houston is the second largest petrochemical complex in the world. One of my family members was recently diagnosed with cancer, and I know a lot of fence line community members can relate to me because they also have family members that have cancer. It's crazy that massive amounts of dollars are being invested into industry and not into community. They're cutting our lifespan, and it's not right.
Communities in the Ohio River Valley and in Appalachia are no strangers to the boom and bust cycles that accompany the extractive industries, the fossil fuel and petrochemical industry in particular. Our political leaders, representing moneyed interests rather than those who elected them into office, continue to treat Black and brown communities, environmental justice areas, and the homes of the poor and working class as sacrifice zones.
There's a double standard by companies who take advantage of Global South communities, producing materials that we have no infrastructure to manage and telling us that the only way out is to invest in bulk solution technologies such as chemical recycling and incineration. But that only traps us into this loop of overconsumption.
I don't think there's a country in the world that has truly sustainably managed single-use plastics. They cannot be managed. They mostly cannot be recycled, and they cannot be composted. Countries either just incinerate them, landfill them, or
send them to poorer countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines.
If we look around in our cities, they are full of hundreds of thousands of informal workers, like waste workers. They save the urban local bodies a lot of money in the way of manpower and resources by doing free collection, segregation, and recycling. And yet, we treat them very callously when it comes to their health, when it comes to their livelihoods. We cannot afford to treat people as second-class citizens.
At this moment in history, the world is waking up to how interconnected and reliant on one another we truly are. A global community from all over the world have united as a movement to speak truth to power.
We need more corporate social responsibility from these companies so that they take back the things that are washing onto our shores. The only way to turn the tide on plastic pollution is to turn off the tap, and that starts with production.
corporations need to transition to refill and reuse systems to become more sustainable.
We need ambitious policies to completely phase out single-use plastic, informed by credible third-party science.
We need to start investing in community resiliency, not in corporate interests.
We must support community efforts to hold industry accountable for impacts. Impacted communities need self-determination.
Environments and human rights cannot be compromised.
We will lay the groundwork for a just and equitable world. The future is not disposable, and neither are we.